Hello.
So you can hear us. So that's perfect.
Oh, hello.
My video on. There we go. We've got Sally in Durban. We have Jason in the US, and we have Lin in Taiwan. So we have quite a mixed group today. Hi, girls.
Hello.
Well, we can only see your floor.
There we
go. There now I can see you.
There we are.
I just took a bath, so my hair is wet.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Not a problem, Lin. Jason's group has only got about 15 minutes, so we're going to try and do a quick brain teaser before they go. And I'm going to pick a nice one for you guys. And let's see. I want to try and pick one. What grades have we got today, Sally?
We've got 4, 5, and 6.
4, 5, and 6.
And and 1, 7. I beg your pardon. 4, 5, 6, and 1, 7.
Okay, so we'll start with a nice easy one. I'm looking for a 5-letter word. The first letter is a consonant. The last 4 letters are vowels.
You broke up there. The first letter.
Okay, the first letter is a consonant.
Okay.
And the last 4 are vowels.
You know what a consonant is, girls? The letters are on vowels.
That is too difficult to a Taiwanese teacher.
So I'll draw it for you. I'm going to see if I can share my screen as well. Let me just load up the paint, and then I will draw it for you. Go to share screen, and let's go to share over there. Right. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-letter word. The first one is a consonant, and the other 4 are vowels.
Vowels.
Vowels, as in A, E, I, O, or U. So this one is a letter, and these are vowels. What 5-letter word can you think of?
Four vowels after the consonant. Any suggestions? First one's a consonant.
You got it, Ariana? No?
Can I give you a hint?
Yes.
As a hint,
Okay,
of course.
the hint is that some of the girls in Durban did it this morning, and some of the kids in Mr. G's class did it this morning, or are going to do it this morning.
This morning. Yeah, okay, I'm thinking of a different word.
Yep, it's something that you'll probably do later on today as well. Some of you, not all of you.
Okay, something we'll do today. Probably done this morning. It's got to be a consonant and then vowels. How many vowels? 4.
It's 4 vowels, so it's 1 consonant, 4 vowels.
Nope.
Vowels or consonant?
All right.
Vowels, I, O, and U.
I'll give you another hint. At recess or at lunchtime, a lot of people do it more often than at other times.
It's 5 letters, but the first letter is a consonant and 4 vowels.
Can I give you another hint? This one will give it away.
All right, this one's going to give it away.
Are you listening?
Okay, so listen carefully. If you take the whole word, it will sound the same as one of the letters of the alphabet.
All right.
Okay, and Bali's No, you don't, Timbali.
Someone thinks she's got it? No?
No?
Lynch. Vowels.
No?
Four vowels after consonant.
The first one's a consonant, the other four are vowels.
Well, you have a 1 in 26 chance of getting it right because there are only 26 letters in the alphabet.
Yeah, but what's I'm thinking of?
Okay, Mbali's got it.
Someone's got it. Let's hear it.
Okay. Okay.
That is correct. For those who didn't get it, let's go back here.
Which one? Which word? Spell it.
Q.
Yeah, you're cute coming to school this morning.
Look, there's the word. All right, so there's the word.
Yep.
So now, do you guys use Q in the US?
No, not really.
No, I don't.
You don't use that? I can't believe it. What do you say?
They say make a line.
Line up. Right,
You line up. You don't queue. You don't climb into a queue, or planes don't queue, or.
No.
Wow.
Q-U-E.
That's
I've heard of the word before.
Oh, I see.
Okay, so they learned a new word today. That's pretty cool. Only one person has learned it.
And I've seen the term before.
Okay, are your group leaving? Or you still got time for another brain teaser?
About 7 minutes.
About 7 minutes. Okay. So let's have a look here. And Lin in Taiwan, she got it as well. So let's give you another one. Okay, I'll give you a nice, easy one to think about. Here is a young man who is in love with a young woman. But the problem is that while they are in love with each other, a work opportunity came up and he had to leave to go to a different place. So if he's going to a different place, his girlfriend says to him, listen, it's an opportunity that you can't pass up. You should take it. So he goes off to this other place. Let's pretend it's in one state and she's in the other state. And he decides he can't live without her, so he wants to propose. And the way he does it is he sends her a metal box, and in the box there is a diamond ring. And of course he can't just post a diamond ring to her because someone will take it out. So he puts a lock on the box. You all got that so far?
Yep.
Okay. Now we've got a couple of problems. If he sends her the parcel with a lock, he has to send her the key. Because if he doesn't send the key, she's not going to get the ring out. And he can't put the key in the box and then lock it. Because then he would have to open the box to get the key out to unlock it, which defeats the purpose. So my question to you is, how does he get her to receive the diamond ring without her opening his lock or breaking the box or trying to crack the lock or snapping it? And it's not a combination lock. I know a lot of people would think that, but it's not a combination lock. It's an actual lock that you, with a lock and a key. So now your kids are going to have to think about that, Mr. G.
I did have one that gave an answer.
Oh, you
kind of before you were
okay?
done.
What was the answer?
The answer that she came up with was, can't she mail the key, or can he mail the key first?
Can he mail the key? And what happens if he loses the key in the mail? What happens if the key doesn't get to her?
That'd be the postman's fault.
Well, that's true. We're looking for a certain way that she can get that diamond ring.
So, okay, so... Yeah, so that wouldn't work. So Steve said that wouldn't work.
Put a box in the bottom. Put on the bottom.
So imagine someone was going to post it to you. If someone is going to post you the box, remember, you need to find a way to open it, or there's maybe another way of doing it. So the girls in Durban have an answer?
Right, Amy, have you got an answer?
Days also gone and actually proposed, and because he could have just taken days off and then gone to the so because he couldn't.
But he wanted. Yeah, I mean that's a lovely idea, but he wanted to surprise her with this box. And you know, when a guy gets an idea in his head, you can't take that idea out of his head.
So does she actually have to get the box open?
She has to find a way to get that diamond ring out of the box without breaking the box or the lock.
Okay.
I apologize, but we have to jump out.
That's okay. But thanks for joining us, Mr. G.
All right, hang on. You're just saying goodbye to the school. Right,
Okay,
Sonali's
so
got an
goodbye to
idea.
Mr. G. Okay, what's the idea?
Sonali, what's your idea? Shout loudly.
She go to a locksmith and ask him if he knows that
She could go to a locksmith. She could, but she doesn't want to pick the lock. In fact, the answer doesn't even involve her touching the lock. She doesn't even have to touch this lock.
Does he leave the box? Does he leave the lock unopened, but to make it look like it's locked, and then put the key inside?
Would you post a diamond ring with a lock on the box that is unlocked? I'm just thinking, because that might not be the world's brilliant idea.
Okay, Amy? Anyone got any ideas?
Or, well, what about if the key of the box is not an actual key? It's like we turn the numbers, right? The 4 or
Okay, so
5 numbers.
so Lyndon is suggesting that it's a combination lock. You're saying it's a combination lock that you turn to get the actual combination.
Yes.
Now, that would work. If it was a combination locker, that would probably be the smartest move, because he could just send her a message with a combination and she could unlock it. But he's old school. He wants one with a key. So it's not a combination lock.
Okay.
Nice idea.
Yeah, this guy seriously could make his life a lot easier by using a combination lock.
Yeah.
Can you name one guy that ever tried to make his life easier? Using common sense.
Not kidding, my friend. Just screw. The box.
And then back, but
Seals it.
she seals it, so when she gets it, she just has to turn it and open the seal. Open the top of the box.
I'll give you a big clue.
I have a
The
question.
clue is that she doesn't have to keep the box with her. She can send it back. And then that might be important in the process.
No, I want to ask a question.
Okay, Amy wants to ask you a question.
Is
You
it
can ask the
actually a box, or is it like an actual box?
It's a locked
Or is it
metal
something
box. It's a metal box with a lock on it.
And is it a real ring that's in the box? Inside
Oh, it's a
the box?
real diamond ring. Real diamond ring.
Inside the box. And this guy is actually sending a ring through the post.
I didn't say he was the world's smartest guy, but this is what he wants to do.
Okay. Okay?
Fill out a metal, why would he need to put a lock on it? Because with metal, can't he put something? Because metal.
I mean, you would think that. I mean, it's a metal box. I mean, you can get a wooden box with a little hook on it, and then you just put the lock on it. But he thought a metal one would protect the ring a little bit more.
So she doesn't want to break it.
She doesn't want to break.
She doesn't know what's in the box. She just knows that he sent her a box, and she wants to get whatever's inside it out. But he has warned her that it's very valuable. So it could be a pressed flower. It could be anything. She doesn't know. I'll give you another hint. This does involve a second lock.
Second
And remember,
lock.
she never has to open up his lock.
Okay, the first one is lock, and the second lock is a combination. When you put the combination, the first lock unlocks. But it needs a key, No, but there's a key. No, but he said that there's a key.
Alright, here we've got Nadia over here. Tia?
So I got this idea. She gets the box, she puts her own combination lock, and she scrambles it. She sends the box back to him, and he'll open his lock, and he'll send it back, and she can open her lock, and she'll find a diamond ring.
That made sense to me. Did it make sense to all of you?
Brilliant.
Okay, so basically what happens is he sends her the box, she puts her own lock on, sends it back. He takes his lock off, sends it back, and then she's sitting with only her lock on it, and then it's easy to fix.
My goodness.
Isn't that sneaky? That was very sneaky. Okay, now I'm going to give you a tough one, and I know that we've got Mr. McNulty's class joining us in about 5 seconds. Let me just see if I can load up this particular problem. I'm going to draw this on the board for you, and you guys are going to copy these numbers. Here we go. It's a very cool trick. Let's go to share screen.
I think they're from... These ones are from Taiwan, and I think the ones joining from America.
We had a group from America. We had Lin, who's from Taiwan, and then we had Mr. McNulty, who's from Newtown in Pennsylvania. So let's go over here. We're going to go to New. Do you want to save it? Don't save it. Okay, so can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
3, 5,
Yes, you can. 3, 5,
6, 4,
6.
4, 6, 7, and 5. 11, 13, 14, and 12.
No.
And 9, 11, 12, and 10. Okay.
Yeah, you've got the triangles.
Right, you got that.
Yep,
So now what's
that's
going to
it.
happen is I want you to pick any one of those numbers and draw a circle around it. You pick any one of those numbers and draw a circle around it.
Okay. Done that,
You got
girls?
that? And then once you've drawn the circle around it, cross out all the other numbers that are in the same row and the same column as the number you've just circled. So I'll do it on my screen to show you. So let's pretend I choose number 12. I'm going to cross out all the other numbers in the same column and the same row, except for the number that I've circled, obviously. And then when you've done that, look for another free number. I'll pick this one here, for example. Put a circle around it, cross out the rest of the row and the rest of the column. Have you done that?
Yep.
And then, of course, you'll have some more numbers that are free. So you pick another number that is free. So I will pick 12. And I will cross out the column and the rest of the numbers in that row. And then I'm left with one last number. So I've got 4 numbers that are circled. Okay, you done?
They'll all be in different columns, eh?
Okay, now you should all have 4 numbers circled, is that correct?
4 numbers. All in a different row and a different column. Okay? They should all be in a different row and column.
I have 3 minus 2.
If you've got 3, then there's obviously
Then
1
you
number
didn't
left
cross out.
over the key. Yeah, you just circle out the last number that's left over.
You've got to space it out as he spaced it out.
Like this.
Now,
So you've got
what
to
I want
space it
you
out
to
the
do,
way he did, and then if you cross rows and columns, you should only have 1 in each row and 1 in each column.
yeah, I want you to add up all 4 circles, and don't tell me your total. I'm going to try and guess your total. Because you've all chosen different numbers, so it should be impossible for me to guess.
Okay? Right, girls, have you all got a total?
Okay, you got it? Okay, I'm going to pick someone at random. So, in fact, Sally, can you pick someone? Anyone at random?
Yeah, okay. Tejo?
What's my answer?
Ask her
Mr.
to-
Chow, do you want to hear her answer?
I'm going to tell you her answer. Her answer was 33.
Okay, Tejo.
Yeah.
Yep, it was.
Was that correct?
It was
Now, how is it
indeed.
possible that I could know? How could I know? Because, I mean, if you take any 4 of those numbers, they're not necessarily going to make 33. Pick any 4 numbers at random, add them together, and you'll see they don't make 33. I'll show you on the board here. Let me just quickly load it up. Okay. So if I go over here, for example, if I had chosen 3, 5, 6, and 4, if I'd chosen these 4, that would have given me 8, and that would have given me 10, that would have given me 18.
Yes.
So how is it possible that I knew that she would come up with 33? In fact, everyone should have come up with 33.
Tejo's got an idea about that.
Yeah, because you told us that you must cross that in the same row and the same column. So that means you'll get in different, each number will be in different rows. So if you try all the different possibilities in each row, then you'll get 3.
Well, you're on the right track. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to make this, and then you're going to make your own one. And we're going to test to see if it works. Okay? So let me go back to the screen.
Made a mistake, Amy.
3, 7,
Okay, are we ready? So now, you can all see what I've drawn on my board. I've drawn a grid. And when you start creating, what you do is you start off over here. I'm just going to color in this corner one because we don't need the corner block. I want to pick 2, 9, 4, 7. And on this side, I'll do 6, 3, 5, 1. Okay? I just chose numbers at random. And now, in order to get the answer in this block over here, I take this number and I take this number and I add them together, and that gives me 8. 2 plus 3 gives me 5. 2 plus 5 gives me 7. And 2 plus 1 gives me 3. 9 and 6 gives me
15.
Then we'd have 12. Then we'd have 14, and then we'd have 10. Can you all see how I'm making these numbers? 10, 7, 9, and 5, 13, 10, 12, and of course 8. Now here comes the interesting part. I add up all the numbers on the top line and all the numbers on the bottom, on the first column over here. So 2 plus 9 is 11, and 4 and 7 is 11, so that's going to make 22. And then over here, this is going to be 9, and that's 6, so that's going to be 15. So 15 plus 22 gives me 37. So then I ask you to only look at this bit over here. That's the bit that I gave you. So if you had to actually write it out, you go 8, 5, 7, 3, 15, 12, 14, and 10. And then you do 10, 7, let's just do that, 10, 7, 9, and 5. And then, of course, 13, 10, 12, and 8. And I say pick a number. So you pick this number here. Cross out the rest of the row in the column. Pick another number. So you choose that one. We cross out that column and that row. Pick another number. You choose. No, you can't choose that. Oh, we didn't cross out the column of that one. You're going to choose this one. We cross out the row and cross out the column. And we are left with one more, which is, which number do we not choose?
8.
What?
28.
No,
28.
8. It's ordinary. No, 8.
Oh, it's just 8. Sorry, 8. Sorry, that was 12. It's just 8. So we have 8, 10, 12, 7. And if we add all of that together, this makes 20. That makes 17, 37.
Wow.
Now, a lot of people say, well, that's brilliant, but now, how does it work? Like, why does it work that way? So I'm going to show you using a simple method. And I think we've got Mr. McNulty. Are you there with your students?
Yes, can you hear us?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear. So
okay.
What we're going to do is we are going to get the students to try a trick on you. So girls in Durban, you now know how to create this thing. So what you're going to do is you're going to make your own. I'm going to take the share screen off so they can't see your tricks. Okay? And you're going to make one, and the students in the US are going to try and solve it. All right. What time is it there, Mr. McNulty?
Yes, you can, but don't make them too big. Okay. Well, remember,
Sorry, what time?
4 numbers
like
along.
9 o'clock, is that right?
So, whatever numbers you
On the
choose.
back of the wall. And which grade have we got with us?
Are we allowed to repeat numbers, Steve?
Sure, you can. Okay, so now for the students in the
right
US,
numbers like that.
the students in Durban are busy creating a brain teaser for you, and you're going to have to try and solve it and work out how they do it.
Okay.
Okay, it won't take too much longer.
Add. Then you
Okay, have we
add.
got one? And then once you've got your grid, you can still do the adding afterwards. You just call out the actual grid, and I'll write it down so that the kids in the US can see it.
You've got to have the numbers in. You've got to put the numbers in already, yes, Steve?
Well, I'll just write the numbers down so they can see it.
Do you want the numbers on the outside or the numbers on the inside?
No, just the numbers on the inside. The outside numbers we don't need anymore.
Okay, can I give you one? I don't think the girls are finished.
Yeah? Okay, that's fine.
Just the middle. 5. 5.
5.
10.
10.
Yep. 8.
8.
And 12.
12. Okay, the next one.
Next row is 8.
8.
13.
13.
11.
11.
15.
15. Okay. Next one.
3.
3.
8.
8.
6.
6.
And 10.
10. Okay.
Last row 12.
12.
17.
17.
15.
15.
Are you working on this one now, ladies?
So it's 12, 17, 15, and?
And 19.
19. Okay. So these are our answers, our numbers. So now let me explain to the kids in America what they need to do. Okay. So US students, can you see those numbers that I've written on the board?
And work out what the magic number is going to be.
Okay. You need to pick one of those numbers. You tell me which one you want. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to circle it. So whoever it is, you just pick one of them.
13.
13. Okay, there is only one 13, so it's this one. And I'm going to cross off the rest of the column and the rest of the row. Let's pick another number.
Okay, I pick 15.
15. That means this one over here. So we're going to cross out the rest of the row and the rest of the column. And we are left with only 3 more numbers, so pick one of those. 4 numbers, yeah?
There you go.
12.
12. So I'm going to cross out the rest of the row and the rest of the column, and you're left with only one more number, and that is 3. So now let's add these 4 numbers together. We have 3 and 13, 12, and 15. I'll let you add up together. And then the girls in Durban, you want to just type your answer, what you think their answer will be before they get to the answer.
Okay, we've got an answer. Where must we type it?
Just type it in the chat channel, in the chat line, and then I will see if your prediction was correct.
Write it down.
If you move your cursor over to the left, then the little blue box in the top left-hand corner will pop up.
Okay. Right. Okay. So type it.
So you just type it in so that they can't see your answer yet.
Okay. Give it.
And have you sent it over as a chat? Let's just have a look. Yeah, just click enter. Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Did you students get an answer of 43?
Yes.
Okay. Now, was that real magic, or was there a trick to it? And what I want to do is I want to explain to you how they managed to do it. I did explain part of it to them, but now I'm going to show them the actual the structure of it, so you can see it in general for how it works for all problems. So I'm going to go back to the screen over here, and I'm going to go clear, and hopefully you'll be able to understand it. You basically create a grid of several lines going this way, going this way. Okay, I'm going to cross out this bit over here, and I'm going to label this. I'm just going to do a 3 by 3, but obviously you can do a 4 by 4, or a 5 by 5, or a 6 by 6. Makes a difference. A, B, C, and over here I'm going to put D, E, F. Okay.
The numbers you really.
So what you'll notice is that I put numbers, I put letters there. Okay, can you see I put letters there instead of numbers?
Get magic number 43 add plus these.
I'm just going to mute. Okay, I've just muted Sally there. Sorry about that, Sally. So what I've done is I've put A, B, C, D, E, F instead of the actual numbers. And then if I want to make this block in the corner, I go, this one is D plus A. This one will be D plus B. And this one will be D plus C. The next one will be E plus A, E plus B, E plus C. The next one will be F plus A, F plus B, F plus C. Okay? And when I do this, I would do this. D plus A, D plus B, D plus C. That's your grid. I'm not writing it very neatly. Let's try it again. D plus A, D plus B, D plus C. Then the next number would be E plus A, E plus B, E plus C. And the next one would be F plus A, F plus B, and F plus C. And I asked you to pick any number. So let's say you pick this one here. We cross out the rest of the column and the rest of the row. and then you choose another one. You choose this one here, cross out the rest of the column and the rest of the row, and the last one you have here is that. And now if you take that, you're going to have E plus A, you're going to add that to D plus B, and you're going to add that to F plus C. And as you know, in addition and multiplication, the commutative property says that you can add 1 plus 2, and you can add 2 plus 1 and still get the same answer. So here it's going to be A plus B plus C plus D plus E plus F. And when you do this trick, if you just add A, B, C to D, E, F, you will get whatever answer you were supposed to get would be the actual results in this magic trick. Does that make sense? So when they added it up together, they got 43. So when you guys used their grid, you also got 43. And of course, this does work for multiplication, but it won't work for division and subtraction. Why not? Well, quite simply, if I was adding 3 numbers together, if I said, okay, add this one, and this one, you'd go, let's say 1 plus 2 plus 3. But if you did it the other way around and you did 3 plus 2 plus 1, you'd still get the same answer. If you multiply it, 1 times 2 times 3, you'd get the same answer if you did 3 times 2 times 1. But if you did this, 1 divided by 2 divided by 3, that would be very different to 3 divided by 2 divided by 1. So obviously divide can't be done, and minus 1 minus 2 is not the same as 2 minus 1. Does that make sense?
Yes, you know that, Jules. Yeah.
And of course, if you really want to do something fancy, you can make a grid that is, let's say, a 20 by 20. And if it's 20 by 20, you can then photocopy them and hand them out to your friends. Ask them to circle a number, cross out the rest of the row in the column, circle another number, and when they're finished, you can then hold up on a screen the total of all of their numbers. And they'll be blown away that you were able to guess the total of theirs. And some people, what they do is they do it to their parents, and they then put, for example, a piece of paper under their mom's pillow with the number on it, and then when the mom is finished choosing the numbers and she adds them all up, you go look under your pillow, and there is a piece of paper with, let's say, 56 or 21, whatever numbers you've chosen. So that's quite a cool trick to try out, and hopefully you understood the mathematics behind it. Okay, let's give you a brain teaser. Mr. McNulty, how much time have you got?
We have about 5 minutes.
5 minutes, so let me give you a 5-minute brain teaser. Okay, this guy jumps out of his aeroplane and he deploys his parachute, and when he looks up, he sees a hole, quite a large hole. He starts to panic, but the good news is that nothing happens to him. He lands safely on the ground. Why? That's a tough one, isn't it?
You know that. Sonali thinks she knows.
Oh, Sonali, what do you think it is? The plane has taken off.
The plane hasn't taken off yet.
The plane has taken off. There are about 30,000 feet, which is about 10,000 meters above the ground. And when they jump out, they see that there is this big hole in the parachute.
Yes. Amy?
This is a tough one.
Amy?
Maybe,
what did you think?
People saw that falling, and then he ignored them, and then they would put they would break his landing, and they would put something under to break his landing.
There was nothing soft about his landing. He landed in a field, and there was nothing unusual about the situation, actually. Why would that be?
Any ideas? Yeah. Or what? I have a student that says there's supposed to be a hole in the parachute.
Absolutely correct. Because if you don't have a hole in the parachute, what happens is this whole big thing will be wobbling around. So the hole actually allows air to flow through it to give it a bit more stability. Well done. Who was that? What's your name?
Christopher?
Great job, Christopher. Clearly not any of you have jumped out of an aeroplane. How many of you have jumped out of an aeroplane? Oh, Lyndon, have you jumped out of an aeroplane?
No, not once.
Okay, Lyndon in Taiwan would love to jump out of an aeroplane. I, for one, think that there's certain laws of gravity I don't want to...
Why was he panicking? Because he didn't know.
He didn't know that this was. I definitely would not want to jump out of an aeroplane.
It's horrible.
Well, we've got time for one more.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, one more. Okay, here's a quick one. A man rushes his wife to hospital because there is a medical emergency. When he gets there, the doctor says to him, listen, I have to tell you that whatever we're going to do on her, it is of great risk. She could live, she could die. But whatever happens, it's still going to cost you $10,000 because we have to do this operation. I'm not saying it's going to be successful. I'm just covering myself here by telling you that she might die, she might live, but no matter what, it's still going to cost you $10,000 for the operation. Guess what? She dies, and he doesn't pay the doctor anything. Why not?
Because she died?
No, I mean, if you're performing an operation, you still pay for the operation whether the person lives or not. So how come she literally would die and he didn't have to pay anything to the doctor?
She died before the operation.
That is correct. You guys on top form this morning.
Good job.
It looks like the vacation has been good to you. So, and then, Sally, did your girls understand that? Was that a sneaky one?
You understand that? Wait, Amy, what were you going to say?
I was gonna say that maybe he didn't know the doctor didn't do the he said no. That he didn't say no to the doctor about the operation because he doesn't want to pay 10,000 rand. So $10,000. So he doesn't do that.
Well,
So then he
here's the sad
no, I'm
thing.
not going to do the operation for 10,000 rand,
And then she died.
and that's why she died.
The reality is, unfortunately, that in South Africa, if you're on private medical aid, there are some hospitals. If you have to have a certain procedure, the doctors can say, listen, you first have to make a deposit. If you don't have medical aid, you have to make a deposit into my account before I even consider performing an operation. Does it work like that in the US and in Taiwan?
It's usually covered by insurance.
Yes, we have.
And now with Obamacare, it's going to be covered with that as well?
Yes.
We don't quite know how that's working out yet.
Do
Taiwan,
they?
we almost.
And
You can visit the website anytime you want.
You should move to Taiwan.
Why? What happens in Taiwan?
Steve?
Our health insurance is, well, very good.
Oh, okay. So in Taiwan, they obviously have a better medical aid than we do. Yes, Sally, what were you going to say?
I thought, but then I didn't hear the beginning of the question. I didn't remember what you said right at the beginning of the question because my immediate thought was maybe the husband was the doctor, so he didn't have to pay himself. But then I think you said that he took her to the hospital.
There's no reason why he couldn't have been talking to himself. So
Yeah,
technically that
exactly.
could be a
So
good
then he wouldn't have
answer.
had to pay. Yeah.
But then he might need another doctor to sort out another problem that he has if he's talking to himself.
Yeah, we've also got the daughter of a doctor here who's got a good point. Amy, make that point.
What
And
was the-
we've got
what
two
was the
daughters
point,
of
Amy?
doctors here. Oh, lots of daughters of doctors. Okay,
Lots of
Amy,
daughters
Amy,
of
make that
doctors.
point.
I use this question for my students tomorrow morning.
you are a specialist in this. Like say something happened, you could do the operation on a family member. If it's your sister, if it's your daughter, whatever. You're not allowed to. A doctor that is not related has to. Because then people that do it, people could say to you that, wait a minute, you can't do that because maybe do more work, better work on them because you care about them.
Yeah, and if
the other people, you don't know them, you don't know their life story, you just need to fix it. But then you're actually trying to save this person's life because you know them so well.
I think it's more that they don't want you to be emotionally involved.
And then they could say, so then also people could say if they had a bad operation, then
clearly the children of doctors all have opinions.
And they can die in operation.
Yeah. We've got how many children of doctors here? 4 children of doctors here.
Anyone here?
Wow.
A doctor for a mom or father? Got one.
I don't know.
One. There we go.
I have no idea.
Anyone whose parent is a teacher?
Your parent. Anyone's parent a teacher?
Okay, we're gonna have to go, Steve.
Okay, all right. So we'll say
we've just also heard some gunshot wounds outside. Hey,
Oh,
you
my
just
word.
Goodbye, Sally.
Okay. Bye-bye, Mr. McNulty's class.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
this is the Wild West. We've just heard some gunshots.
Are you sure there were gunshots and not backfires from a car?
No, there was a scream afterwards. We better go and see what's going on.
Okay, well, maybe you shouldn't go see what's going on.
No, we won't.
Stay in the house.
Okay, yeah, Lynn, you must stay in Taiwan. Don't move, just in case.
Yeah, of course. We'll stay here. Here's Zephyr, okay?
Okay. All right, then we'll say goodbye to everyone then. Thank you so much for joining us.
See you.
And hopefully you'll join us again.
Good day. Bye.
And welcome back from vacation, all of you. Thanks so much, Lynn. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye, Sally.